I'm going to set up a route that I create using the new route tool here. I'm not going to set up any waypoints first of all, I'm just going to use this new route tool. I've already set up a list for storing information in here, the Sky to Tyndrum list, and I'm just going to click on that. We always get that, it's expecting me to drag waypoints in. I'm not going to. I'm going to go to Portree, which is around here somewhere. There it is, click on that, zoom out. I'm going to go to Kyle, zoom out. I'm going to go to Fort William, I think it's there. I'm going to go to Tyndrum, just there, and that's the route created. Not very precisely, but that is the route created. What I'm now going to do is to go and look at exactly where the route is going and make some modifications, because I don't want to come along that glen there. I want to go up that glen there up to Achnasheen. So I need to add as many routing points, as many shaping points as I can in order to guarantee that it goes the way that I want it to. So because I've missed some out, I'm just going to click on this tool here, insert. That will allow me to, once I've got that line appearing just there, which is, just see if I can get it so that you can see it on the screen. It's joining together Kyle and Fort William, so that is the link between those 2 points. There's no other shaping points between them, which is pretty poor really. I need more than that. But I'm just going to click on that, and I've got this rubber band tool, and I'm going to put it up to Achnasheen. There aren't any other roads around that it can go on. And I'm going to go to Garv. It's fairly obvious that I'll be going there, but put as many in as you can. Quite happy with that as a route coming down into Drumnad Rocket. I'll just put another, zoom in and put another point on. Zooming in to get it as accurate as possible. And I'll just stick another point in along here somewhere so that it knows that I'm going along this road from Spean Bridge, not that there's any alternative. And that's it, that's my route. All I've got appearing in this little area here is the route called Portree to Tyndrum. There are no waypoints listed, but if I double click on that and have a look what it's created, I've got a whole list of points, and because I've actually clicked on quite a lot of points that are in the database, names of towns, these are all announcing points. They announce when I arrive, or alert when I arrive. A833, there it is, very useful that for being able to see the point. That won't alert, that one won't alert. And also handy is this centre map, and it zooms in. If I click on the Portree, if I click on Kyle, it shows me exactly where it's put it. That's a bit of an error, it's put me on the platform. So we go to each one and look at it in turn. So I'm just going to shove this over to one side there so that you can see it. And I'll get my hand, move this around. Now, this point is a ludicrous place for a point. Stuck in the middle of nowhere, and apart from that it's my starting point. And if I'm in the Royal Hotel there, I don't want that to be my starting point. The sat-nav is going to ensure that I must visit that point before I can go anywhere. Otherwise I'm going to have to skip the point, and that means that the sat-nav will then calculate the route from that point all the way down to the next waypoint, which was way down in Kyle of Lacalche. Better to have the starting point somewhere on the route, elsewhere, somewhere down here. You know you're going to be travelling along that road, so we just need to pick that up and move it. So I'll click on that tool, hold the mouse pointer down and drag that over there. And that's it. And if I click on this now, double click on it, I can change the name of it. It's no longer Portree. I'm going to put it in as Leave Portree. This means that when I set my sat-nav off to go in the morning, it will say, where do you want to go to next? I can say I want to go to Leave Portree, which is that point there. It will then plot a route for me to get to that point, and I don't care what route it takes as long as it ends up at that point. That is an alerting point. It will guarantee that I get to that point, and it will nag me until I do, and then it will carry on along the rest of the route. We'll look at this one here. I've still got the centre map on, so we'll go to Kyle, and that's now good. Now, if I do that accidentally and I have an alerting point, then it's going to insist that I go down there, visit that point, and then go back up that way. If I just drive past, it's going to forever nag me to go back. So it's better if that's a don't alert point. It's better if I actually move it, but if I just put don't alert it, I will be able to see that that is a point somewhere off the side of the route, and if I just drive past it, it will carry on navigating. That is exactly like a waypoint on the 660 would behave. Go to Akhnasheen, look at that one. Similar sort of thing there. I don't want it to alert there. It just gives me that bit of freedom to make little mistakes like that. But far better to have them right in the first place. Garv, well, I will have that as an alerting point, and I'm going to move it. And just make sure it's on the road. Doing that. And Inverlochy. Where was that taking me? Oh, that was the Fort William one. Right, I'm going to delete that one. Delete and recalculate. Right, I now need to find Fort William. I never thought about that. Fort William is up here. One of the things I often do is when I'm putting a point on, I put it on one of the roads on which I'm going to be leaving, rather than a road that's going into the town, because that makes it easy to navigate out. And if I was a bit uncertain, then I would put a point in here and make it a waypoint. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to click a point there, I'm going to put it there and close that down. In the route, I'm going to add a point, walk into a road, it must have been that one, insert the waypoint, and I want it to go before, I'm just dragging now, Tyndrum. Just see if that's right. Yes, it is. And recalculate. The thing to be wary of, I've got time to do this, yes, very quickly, the thing to be wary of is when you plonk a point down. So I'm just going to put a point here, insert a point, and drag it around and just plonk it onto the road. And you can see what's happened there. I've put it onto the wrong side of the dual carriageway, and it's always very handy to be able to zoom in and just make sure that the point you've positioned is actually on the correct side of the dual carriageway. That's better. And that will do for that.